What is up, listeners, to the second episode of Behind the Frames with a couple of jobless weebs. My name's Vic, your host, also known as the Anime Weeb. I'm a YouTuber. I make useless-ass content. You can watch it on YouTube. With me today, the co-host is not Nick because he's running late. I don't know why. So today, I'll introduce my co-host.
Hi, this is Exel Frost. I'm a voice actor for a couple of fan projects. And for the rest, I'm not all that new special, but thank you for having me as a host.
Alright.
Or co-host, at least.
Alright. So he's in as for a replacement for Nick. I don't know why he's late, but yeah, it kind of happened. So today, for our second episode, last episode if you guys tuned in, we had Taylor Mito Otaku as our guest. So for today's episode, we have a Vocaloid YouTuber. His name is ubnubmaster. Welcome.
Gentlemen, thank you for having me.
So if you guys don't know him, he posts Vocaloid essays on YouTube. You guys can check out his content. He makes some absolutely amazing content, by the way.
Thank you.
Videos, by the way, mate.
Appreciate it.
Alright, so to start it off, let the fans understand you a bit. Tell us something about yourself. How did you start YouTube?
Well, that's an interesting story. So pretty much, I was about to finish up college about a year or two ago. Yeah, I guess it's been that long already. And I always got pushed by my friends, so we started a YouTube channel because I found out just from joining clubs and stuff throughout college that I was kind of good at doing presentations in front of people. I used to be in my Japanese Association Society in college, so we would be in scenarios where we would have like these 50-minute presentations we would have to do for the club sometimes, and I happened to do one on Vocaloid because I had always been a fan growing up, and people were just like, "Hey, that was really good. I think your presentation was our favorite this year." And I was like, "Huh, maybe I got a talent for this kind of stuff." So I never went through with it, but what pushed me to start it was the death of Wawaka. For some reason, when that happened, there was kind of something that kind of just snapped at me, and I was just like, I gotta say something, because, you know, I didn't see anyone else on YouTube doing anything. So unbeknownst to me, I made this video, and suddenly it has almost 300,000 views, which I still cannot fathom.
Side note, your first video that I watched was the Wawaka video.
Was it really?
I was making this ranking video, I think a month back. It was a Bang Dream cover ranking video. So there's a lot of Vocaloid cover songs for I had to download some. So I was going through YouTube, I was downloading all these songs, and I just noticed this video, like how
wow.
Vocaloid. And I was like, huh, this looks interesting, maybe I'll give it a watch. When I saw the guy in the thumbnail, when I saw Wawaka, I never knew that Wawaka was the vocalist in Hitori.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I never knew that, so I was like, wait, this man made Vocaloid music? And then when I saw the video, and then I saw that he made Rolling Girl and Unhappy Refrain, I was like, what the heck?
That's so funny. Wow.
I was like, what the heck am I doing? Same thing with the Hachi video too, because I never knew Kenji Yonezu was Hachi.
Yeah, I got a lot of that. That was like most of the comments for that video. People are just like, what? Kenji Yonezu is Hachi? And it's just like, yep.
Yeah, the first Hachi song that I heard was in My Hero Academia, the second opening.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. The peace sign.
Peace Sign. Everyone heard Peace Sign as his first song. So yeah,
great song.
Pretty shocker for me too, because when I was I think 12 or 13, that was when I heard my first Vocaloid song, and I think it was Rolling Girl.
Okay.
And then I slowly moved to more darker songs, and that was Hachi's older songs that he used.
Right.
And yeah, so that's how I got into your videos, and yeah, that's how I slowly got into Vocaloid. So the next question is, how did you get into Vocaloid?
Me, wow. So I actually, fun fact for you, when I was applying for colleges going into high school, I actually wrote about this for my essay to get into my college. And essentially what happened was that I used to go to anime conventions growing up, and I kept seeing this girl with blue pigtails. Wherever I went, you would always see these cosplayers dressed as her, and I was just like, who in the world is this girl? So I ended up surfing the internet, and I happened to come across, I still remember it to this day. It was Project Diva Extended. It was the music video for Puzzle. And I clicked on it, and I was just like, oh, she's a musician. So naturally, Vocaloid is kind of one of those things that you don't know what's happening until you kind of like go down the rabbit hole. You don't really know what it's like. So I naturally just started looking into more and more songs, and somehow I found myself to be like a massive fan of this unique scene of music.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like that for me too. When I saw like this blue pigtail girl, I'm like, why is she so popular? Why is she?
Yeah.
You know how like the Vine Bros made like 2 reaction videos to Vocaloid.
Right. Yep.
Kids and elders, and I was mostly like those kids when I was like 11. I'm like, how do the people find this relatable? How do they find these characters relatable? How is this
right
a thing? Then when I started listening to more songs, that's how I kind of realized how good Vocaloid was, how much potential it had in the mainstream platform, and in the music industry in general.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah. Alright, so another question for you. This question I got in front of mine. So he says, how much does cover songs of Vocaloid songs benefit the Vocaloid songs itself, and how does it benefit the cover songs as well? Like for example, how many YouTubers make cover songs of Vocaloid songs. For example, Rayon Lee, she's a pretty cover singer. She sang like a couple of cover songs for Vocaloid songs, as well as like big franchises like Bang Dream, where they collabed with Hatsune Miku a couple of times, and they released many cover songs of animes, many Vocaloid songs. So what do you think? How beneficial was it for Vocaloid in general?
Oh my gosh, to be honest, I really don't think many producers would get off the ground if it wasn't for covering songs. I mean, it's to the point that like when producers put up tracks, they have to include like an instrumental. I mean, that kind of ties back into the whole karaoke scene in Japan and how popular that is, but covers are just like how you get out as a producer. And I always kind of like nitpick musicians who are very strict about how their songs are used and where they're placed, because if you want to get big and you want to get big fast, let people take your music and let them do these covers and stuff, because that's really how you get out there. Because I'm sure there's plenty of songs that have like were completely just like unknown until like some big cover artist came along and did a cover of it. So in my opinion, I think most producers would not like be able to gain as much popularity as they do if they didn't allow these like artists to do covers. Because you look at people like Eve and like Mafu, they're like massive channels or massive like entities on Nico Nico and YouTube.
Yeah, it has to do with some of the songs that I found, because back when I was playing Bang Dream, like I downloaded Bang Dream for purely the anime songs that they covered. I went in and I'm noticing this couple of very different songs. I was like, oh, these might be, non-anime Japanese songs. And when I searched for them, I just noticed that half of them were Vocaloid songs, like Asune Yozora, which I never heard before until they made the cover. And I was like,
really?
It's a banger, maybe I should give it a listen. I listened to it, and then I started listening to more Orange Star songs, like Daybreak Frontline stuff. Same thing with the Rokuchonen, the Kemu song. 6 Trillion Years and an Overnight Story. They made a cover of that.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and not gonna lie, the cover is just amazing. And I was like, damn, I should listen to this OG. it's a Vocaloid song. And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Huh.
I'll give the Vocaloid song a listen. And I'm like, damn, this song's a banger too. That's how I made that video, the cover songs video. So I had to listen to the OG before I edited anyways. And that's how I started listening to more and more Vocaloid songs, and I was like, man, I should listen to more songs.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you would be surprised just like the impact Vocaloid has had on Japan's music scene, like just in its whole society. I mean, you look at artists like Kenshi Yonezu, you look at people like To and just like all these massive groups, they were Vocaloid producers first, and like a lot of people in the mainstream like Japanese like audience, they don't know that. It's incredible.
Yeah, even Nebuna too, man. Like,
oh, of course, Yorushika. Yep.
Yeah, Yorushika. I heard Nebuna songs before I listened to Yorushika, like this year, I think. Which one was it? I think it was this. What was it? Name again? Sea Dive Lily Girl. What was the song name again? I forgot.
Oh, it's yeah, Deep Sea Lily Girl sounds about right. I can never remember the full name, but it's around something like that.
Yeah, I think that was like the first Nebuna song I heard, and I was like, man, this man makes some really good Vocaloid songs. And then I heard that he's in a group called Yorushika, and a friend of mine sent me Ite. And that's how I started listening to his Yorushika songs. And
okay.
Yeah, Wawaka like that too. Like when I heard the first Wawaka song, not Wawaka, sorry, Hitori song that I listened to was an anime opening. It was the Divine Gate anime opening. It's pretty rated, and it's a low-key banger. And I think it was 1 year after that he died that I listened to the opening, and I was like, I got interested, and then I knew that the vocalist passed away, and I was like, damn, why am I late to everything?
Dang.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the song?
Let me just give it. One Me, Two Hearts.
Yep, I knew it.
Of course.
Super famous song. Yep. For him, like that's T38's like iconic track.
It was my ringtone back into.
Was it really?
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah, I just put that as my ringtone, and everyone's like, "Dude, what the heck? What the heck is that person singing?" I'm just like, "Shut up,
man." You got good taste.
All right, so another question for you: what's like your favorite Vocaloid track, and who's like your favorite producer?
Wow. So I actually already know the answer at the top of my head. It's Donut Hole by Hachi. Hachi's my favorite producer of all time, and I'm also a massive Kenshi Yonezu fan, but Donut Hole was one of those songs that I could probably listen to no matter how many years pass, and it still hits me so hard. It's just there's something about a combination of taking that live band that he was doing at his peak as an independent artist when he was putting out Yankee, and just making this incredible Vocaloid track that just like blew me away. Even the music video for that song too was just so incredibly like surreal and creepy, but it's just such a wonderful song. It really was like Hachi at his peak.
People say that Dune was his better song. There are like many people that I know who said like Dune.
I can see that.
But for me, Donut Hole's there at the top with Panda Hero, because I don't know, something about Panda Heroes really strikes me. You know, like how at the start it has that instrumentals.
Yeah, all the drums. Oh my gosh, that sounds so great.
Yeah.
Goodness.
And also, how do you pronounce it again? Matryoshka. How do you pronounce it?
Oh yeah. Oh dude, you beats me, man. I've gotten absolutely flamed by the comment section on my Hachi video for mispronouncing that song.
Jesus Christ, who's gonna flame me now? I'm scared.
Yeah. So I gotta keep my mouth shut, but it's like Maturo Shika, something like that.
Matryoshka. Where's Google?
Yeah.
Matryoshka.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's the name for the Russian doll that you pop off, and then there's another one inside of it.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember how when it came out, people were like trying to find out what it was about until they just found out it's pretty much meaningless song.
Yeah, it's, gosh dang, that song is, you can really deep dive into it, but it is just such a chaotic mess. In the good way, though. Just like, I love everything about that song and how, like, insane it is.
It's like very cryptic song indeed, because when you watch the MV music video, you don't get what it means, and even if you look at the lyrics, you wouldn't get what it means. Then
Right.
when you deep dive into it, when you search what the title's about, what's its origin, then you understand that it literally means nothing. It's just a big bait, that's all. And another question for you.
Yeah.
All right. God, it's related to Wawaka. So when you heard that he passed away, what was like your reaction to it? How did it?
I was shocked. I said this in the original video I put up about him, but like Wawaka's death was like the first time like a musician's death like actually like emotionally affected me, because like my parents had lost some of their favorite musicians growing up, and I really didn't understand why they got so upset about it. But when Wawaka passed away, that's when it hit me hard. Just like coming to the fact of realizing that this person that's been such a big part of your life growing up is never going to make another track for you to listen to again. It's really hard to swallow. And like I just kind of remember like being in my dorm, waking up in the morning, checking my phone, and my friend was just like, "Hey dude, Wawaka passed away." And it was really hard to just like kind of come to terms with that. And I always find that kind of fascinating, because like I've never met this man in my life. I have no idea what kind of person he was like in real life either, but like I still, you know, feel for his family, and I still feel for like the people who are affected by it around him. And like it's just really wonderful to see so many people like on the internet still remember him and just like celebrate what he did for Vocaloid, even like all this time that's passed already.
Yeah, indeed. You know, yeah, as I said before, like my first track that I heard of his was Rolling Girl, and that was a cover.
Right.
Back when I was like 13, back then, when I like listened to, it was with the MV, by the way. When I watched it with the music video on YouTube, I've always been like bamboozled by how amazing the song was. Because back in the day,
Oh, right.
though I listened to Japanese songs, it was like, oh, it should be a banger. I don't like slow stuff. It was back in the day when I was in that deep into music. So when I heard Rolling Girl, before that, when I listened to Vocaloid, I was like, nah, robot. I don't like robot singing. Please keep it away.
I get that.
But when I listened to Rolling Girl, I was in
Just changed.
love with it.
I can see that.
Yeah, and that has to do with how much I like Vocaloid songs from there on. I had the song like till last year, so it was in my old phone. I used to do old songs back in the day, so it used to for a while. Yes, last year something happened to my SD card that the song vanished from my phone.
Oh no.
And then I totally forgot about Rolling Girl until recently, when I noticed it on YouTube again. And then I also made this Vocaloid ranking video recently, which horrible, by the way.
Oh.
I really don't want to talk about it because of how bad it was. But then, like, we 10 people. We picked 5 songs, okay? 50 songs in total.
Got you.
Some person picked Fuck You, which is actually by Kagamine Len and Rin. Someone was actually smart enough to pick some really good songs, by the way. I picked Bring It.
And great song.
it had like 6 10s. Okay, so I thought it was good.
Okay.
But when you look at the rest of the scores, it's like 9, 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
And he got
Oh man.
shafted, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with it. I just deleted the video because it had some issues. It had like a couple of errors and stuff, like title issues and stuff. Someone wrote Wawaka for Wawaka with an O instead of E. And I just...
What in the world?
So yeah, I had to delete the video for that. Alright, so I got another question for you. Question from a friend of mine. What do you think the project Sekai coming to mobile? You know how Vocaloid rhythm games are coming to mobile now on the 10th project Sekai is gonna come out. What do you think about it?
Well, you know, this actually isn't the first time that a Vocaloid related rhythm game has actually come to mobile. Like the Project Diva games actually used to be back on the phones back when I was in high school. They had like this mobile version from Japan that essentially used a Japanese keyboard, and you would have to put in the lyrics to the song to the beat of the song. It was brutally hard, but I always thought it was it's you can't play them anymore because they took them off the App Store, but it was pretty neat. I thought it was pretty fun, so I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. I'm not super big into Project Diva anymore. I pick up the games when they come out, but if I hear a lot of good stuff from like my fans or like anyone in the Vocaloid community, I might pick it up.
I actually looked through some of the gameplay that they released on their channel, and I think it might be one of the best mobile Vocaloid games by far. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I played. I've only played one rhythm game, and that's Bag Dream for the mobile. And I know
Gotcha.
ridiculously hard that game is. By the way, but when I look at this, when I look at Project Sekai, and I look at some of the master difficulty runs, I don't think I can ever clear that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, some of it is absolutely brutal.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is very brutal indeed. Oh, it's on my recommendations right now. Wow, what a coincidence.
The videos that you see on Osu with the people doing that, but like cranked up to 11.
Oh no! What?
Indeed, that's pretty accurate. And also, they've covered some songs. They like with the bands they have in the game. They have like 4 or 5 other bands who sing, normal singers, and they made them sing some of the Vocaloid songs, like "Bring It On." They got in some actual vocalists for the song, and I think there's a couple more, like Rocky got a cover too.
Okay.
Yeah, they got a good track list, by the way. They got Hibana, Bring It On.
Yeah.
I think Happy Synthesizer. I don't know. Rocky, and yeah, they've only announced like that much songs at the moment.
Hey, still some bangers though.
Yeah, indeed. I hope they bring in something like World Is Mine or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Something by Dio.
Also, it has to do with the question. What do you think of World Is Mine and how important it is to the Vocaloid community? Also, Ryo's songs in general.
So, I was actually thinking about this the other day. I made a video about Ryo back when I first started on the channel, and how I've definitely been oversaturated by his music over the years, but even to this day with my channel, I still bring him up with almost every single video I put out, and it kind of just speaks to the volume of importance that he is as a producer. It's not a far stretch to say that he's the most important producer of all time, but World Is Mine is kind of just one of those songs where I'm so sick of listening to it, but it's very important to the community and kind of just the image that Hatsune Miku has today, so it can't really go anywhere. But at the same time, I wish that for marketing and stuff like that, especially in the West, that they would try to push some other songs into the spotlight, which is going to be impossible at this point, because when people think of Hatsune Miku, they think of World Is Mine, which isn't a bad thing, because the whole self-centered, like idol type of view. It's very iconic for her, and it's also very interesting, I guess, for like outside people to kind of look at. Even though, like, if you really look at most Vocaloid songs, they don't really paint Hatsune Miku like as a type of like character.
Yeah, indeed. You know how like when I first looked into Vocaloid, you know how like Arcadiers used to make these 5 Vocaloid music something videos, and how most of it's like 5 depressing Vocaloid songs, 5 yanderes Vocaloids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And I was like, I'd watch all these videos and I'm like, dude, Vocaloid's so creepy. Nah, I'm staying out of this. It's when I was 10 and I was
right.
Alright, I'm out. This thing's too creepy. Like when I used to see, what was that song? Damn it! It had like the MV where like I think Kagamine Rin cuts off everyone's arms and puts it in her garden or something.
Oh my gosh. Wasn't Trick or Treat, was it? Probably not.
Nah, I don't remember the name of it, but that shit just made me scared. Another one was the one I think where was it Hatsune Miku? Yeah, Hatsune Miku's a yandere, and she loves Kaito, but Kaito loves Luca, and she cuts Luca in half and sends her dead body to Kaito.
Huh.
And then Kaito is like brushing her dead body.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was an MV. I don't know. Damn it, it's pretty popular. I just forgot which one it was. It was a pretty old Vocaloid song.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty old. There was that, and there's a lot more. If we start talking about that, it's not gonna end. Another song that really got me intrigued was Disappearance of Hatsune Miku.
Of course, classic.
Like how in the MV, you know what got me? That chorus where she just goes rap god mode.
It's true though.
Back in the day when I was a kid, I was like, I can't hear you, please be slow for goodness sake.
True, that is a very fast-paced song. Cosmic P, man.
Another song question I got for you. One of my friends brought it up, and during our conversation, we were having the Vocaloids, and also in that ranking video, I heard this from a lot of people. At this time, like they keep saying that Vocaloid's irrelevant. Like it's not as relevant as it was back in like 2010, 2015 during that period. It's not relevant as it was. What is your take on that?
I mean, man, that's such a hard question. I personally think, from a music standpoint, Vocaloid is kind of starting to fall off a bit. But in terms of marketing, it's only been getting better. I mean, like the Miku Expos have been going across the world. Like it seems like Vocaloid is still bringing in a ton of money for Krypton Future Media, but it seems like Vocaloid producers are becoming less and less common, or at least popular ones. Like I don't see a lot of new producers who like capture the scene, but there are exceptions to this. Like 2016, for example, that was a phenomenal year for Vocaloid. And then like 2017, but I don't really count that as much because it was Miku's 10th anniversary. So of course you had a ton of producers who came back for that. But I feel like there's always going to be a place for Vocaloid, at least for now. Like there's always going to be people who are going to keep making songs, but I don't think it's going to be able to recapture that that super competitive and very like Renaissance like nature that it had back in like the early 2010s and the late 2000s. But I could always be wrong.
Yeah, now that a lot of recent songs like 2017 and 2020, whenever you look at it, it sounds a lot. You know how they switched up the instrumentals now. Back in the day, it had garage rock vibes to it. It had that.
Oh sure.
Yeah. Like for example, Panda Hero. You know how it sounded like. Like nowadays, it's more electronic beat songs like any Giga's any song that you pick. It's more.
Oh, for sure.
more techno, more EDM style songs nowadays. I think
Yeah.
for me personally, I like every type of songs. I'm not like, oh, I only listen to rock or oh, I only listen to EDM. I'm not like that. I listen to all of that type of the songs. But now, as I dive deep into more and more Vocaloid, and especially at like later dates, like nowadays, you don't see a lot like the old rock songs that they had, like vocal rock in general. It's becoming pretty scarce now for in the Vocaloid genre. Like
I agree. Yep.
like in recent dates, I think the only song that really hit the mark was its name again? Amanojaku, I think it was. And I've only found that song like with a lot of views and how popular it was. That is in a recent date. That it has like 18 million views, and it's 2015 actually.
Dang.
Yeah, as we look deeper into it, there's not much songs that vocal rock songs that's coming out right now. It's more like the styles switched up. You know, everyone's like into more techno beat sort of songs.
Yeah.
And I think, for me personally, with the kind of voice that Vocaloid, you know, since it has, I think it really, you know, suits the Vocaloid songs, you know, like when is okay, for example, you know how some Orange Star songs, they're so reliant on the vocals.
Yes.
Like for example, Daybreak Frontline. When I heard the high pitched vocals for the first time, I was like, God damn, this is so high pitched. And bring what if a human sang the song? What if a person actually sang the song?
Right.
Yeah. But when you take a song like Bring It On or Gimme X Gimme or something like that, you put the beats on, and when you listen to the vocals to it, it actually suits the song very much, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel robotic, or it doesn't feel weird, you know.
Sure.
Same thing with Rocky as well. I think Rocky
Right.
sounded like less robotic because of Mikito P.
Yep.
Yeah, Mikito.
Because he was in it.
Yeah, Mikito P was singing along with Kagamine Ring. I think it had to do with that. And yeah, I think that was pretty much it for like this 2015 to 2020 phase. When you look at it, there's less songs. Now that Project Sekai is coming in, a lot more producers are making songs. Like Deco 27, he made like 2 tracks last month, I think.
Right.
With Sekai, and there was one more. Damn it, I forgot. Like he dropped like 2 songs, and that's about it. And yeah, that's when you look at it from a wider perspective, there's like less artists that's making songs, like you said earlier. Like I've only seen like at this moment of time, I've only seen Deco 27 and Mimi. Is Mimi Japanese? Was Mimi?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I don't want to say anything without doing the research.
Alrighty, so I think I'm slowly running out of questions. Oh no, this isn't good. Alright, a small question, by the way, because I got curious, by the way. On your channel, on your server, you got Koi Nakatachi as your picture, main profile picture, and on your server, you got the part of it of the manga on your server as well. What's like the context to it? Do you have it?
Oh, just like what's the context for like the 2 separate profile pictures? No.
I'm just saying that. How did you come up to putting that as your profile picture?
Oh, you know, there's no real story behind it. Like A Silent Voice was just kind of like a manga that I really liked to read when I was in college. So I was just like, yeah, I'll just make this my profile picture because I couldn't think of anything better. But it's also a frame from the manga, and I want to see if I could see it close enough. But it's something in Japanese, it translates along the lines of "Can we be friends?" So it's kind of symbolic about me just wanting to kind of like reach out to like, I guess, to the YouTube community and be like, "Hey, can we be friends?"
Damn, that's pretty deep.
Thanks.
So, I got this a lot. I got bashed for this once.
Really?
Do you think that like Utao and Vocaloids should be like separated?
You know, I don't know. That's a tough one, because I would say most people would say no, because heck, even like Vocaloid ranking videos I see today, they include both of them on there. I really feel like it comes down to personal preference. I personally have never been a big Utao person. That's just me, but I have nothing against it. And I really feel like if you want to separate them, that's fine. I don't think it's really something that like people should bash you for.
I don't think they're different, to be honest. The only Utao song that I heard was Fukirata, by the way.
Okay.
Alright, so it was in this ranking video that I made. There was this one dude who was like, "Mate, you rather remove it from the list, otherwise people are gonna bash you for it." I was like, "Mate, I don't care. It's in the end, It's just the same." And
yeah, I get it.
When I started the video, I just said, "Welcome. We are ranking Vocaloid songs and an Utao song somewhere in there." So I just gave it this right away.
Okay.
Oh, also, by the way, how got a question for you. How do you think like Osu played a part in Vocaloid songs? Because you know how like there's a lot of. All right, so how much do you think Osu's played a part on Vocaloid songs, since they have a lot of popular Vocaloid songs in the game?
Well, that's very true. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with like stuff like Nightcore and all this other like separate stuff that kind of incorporates like Vocaloid, and like how like Vocaloid is kind of like a merge of like anime culture with music. And I feel like everything kind of like connects and interweaves with each other. So like I couldn't exactly tell you like how much of an impact Osu had on certain Vocaloid songs or raising the popularity, but obviously it's going to like impact what people hear. So it will definitely raise the popularity of it, but I've never heard a situation where like, oh, this song got massive because of Osu. Not like in the same way like a song gets massive because it was featured on TikTok, you know?
Yeah. I think there was like 2-3 people who would listen to this and be like, "Oh, I heard I used to play this on Osu," or they'd be like, "God damn, the tap notes, I can hear it." You listen.
Interesting.
You listen to like comments like that on YouTube sometimes on certain songs. I just don't remember which ones it was, but yeah, there are some songs that get popular thanks to Osu. At least a minority of viewers would be coming in thanks to Osu. When I started Osu, like a month back, the songs that I downloaded one of them was a Bang Dream song, and then after that, I just went downloaded I think Asuni Osora. Then I just gone in and download some Vocaloid songs to see how hard it was.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then I didn't last 5 seconds, so then I never bothered. Also,
yeah, I suck at this too.
Also, this question, I think that came from a friend of mine. I sent this one song to this friend. You know, Lost One's Weeping, right?
Yeah.
Of course. So I sent this man the song. He was like, "Man, Neru is so emo."
Yeah, yeah, he is.
So my question is, what do you think of Neru as a producer in general?
I think Neru is definitely one of the most important producers of all time, just mostly because of the impact that his music had of the 2000s when it comes to Vocaloid. He's very much up there with producers like Pinocchio P and Nabuna and Orange Star and such, who had like a massive impact on like certain fields and aspects of Vocaloid. Because like, you know, when he started putting out songs like that, like The Lost Ones Weeping and stuff, there was definitely more of a push to have more of those dark emo type of more sounding music. I mean, you saw people like Body 2 show up after that, and I kind of think Neru's a good guy, but I also think he's kind of dangerous because he has a very cynical type of mindset. He's very much like grew the world type of thing, type of situation, and he's definitely very vocal about his opinion, which is perfectly fine. People really love to hear what he has to say. Heck, I even made a video about him being the voice of his generation, but it kind of worries me sometimes to see just like how like people kind of just back everything that he says, and they have very bleak and like nihilistic type of mindsets towards the world because of like the stuff that he says on Twitter sometimes.
You know, if you check Lost Ones Weeping's comment section, you'd see people being like, "Oh, my friend used to get tormented by the school. He suicided," or there's a lot of people saying that the school system's bad, or you know, you see a lot of these comments on his videos, on his songs. Like in World Domination How To, I've seen a lot of controversial comments on the comment section.
Interesting.
And mostly on a lot of the songs as well. Even though Lost Ones Weeping became such a mainstream song, I don't think its theme really made that much of an impact. Yes, it did on the society, on people who heard it, you know.
Right.
But on a bigger context, yeah, it's just a song. People might push it off as, oh, it's just a song, doesn't do much, who cares? You know.
Right.
Also, Neru's recent songs. Notice like he's switched up his artwork, you know, on his music videos as well. Like how.
Yes.
Yeah, like from how Lost Ones Weeping was and to the recent song, I just forgot which one it was. How it went a lot cartoonish, like childish.
Yeah.
Like with the.
Yeah, starting from cynicism.
But the lyrics are still pretty much the same, like how it used to be. Dark.
Yeah, there's like a lot of sarcasm and satire to it. He's very he likes to make fun of people, essentially. He's very well, I guess he's very cynical.
Yeah, okay, that's yeah, that's the only word we got right here. Damn it. Alright, so I have a question for you.
Sure.
So I sent this one playlist to a friend of mine. Okay, so he was supposed to be here today, but he's not here. Okay, so he wasn't listening to Vocaloid until I sent him this playlist, and there was an interesting song in this playlist. Ifududu. You know the song, the one there they moan at the start.
I don't think I do. Ifududu.
Ifu-D-O-U-D-O-U. It's pretty popular. It's very popular indeed. It's pretty old song too.
Huh.
Yeah. And there's another song, Kagami Neverins Can I Take Off My Panties.mp4.
Yes, I know that song. That's a catchy song. I hate to say it, but it's fair. I listened to that a lot when I was growing up.
Yeah, also another catchy song was Dorimefa Rondo. But
I don't
talk about it a lot, but I find it very catchy, you know.
Okay.
And I think Impale too.
Right.
Oh yeah, here's the one song that I found by when I was looking through Osu. I think it was oh god, where's the English title of it? Oh, it's in Japanese. God damn it, it's in Japanese. Can't read Japanese.
Oof.
It was a Osu featured artist song, like 4 months back it was. Aino Tsukima, by Mimi.
I know Sukiya. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard that one before.
Yeah, that was, I think it got popular due to being an Osu song. It only has like 682k views.
Okay.
It's a really good song. So, alright, so there's some questions, by the way. Alright, so what do you think of Deco 27? Like, as a... in the recent times, he's become more of a relevant artist now, more than most artists in the Vocaloid community. What do you think of Deco 27 now?
Well, he's very much the Kanye West of Vocaloid to me, because he has managed to stay relevant within Vocaloid for like the past, 10 years. And like he has seen Vocaloid pretty much from almost its very beginning up to present day. And it's just kind of incredible. He's one of my favorite producers of all time for sure, but it's just incredible how consistently he puts out just quality tracks. And I think in my opinion, he's kind of fallen off in recent years. Like, I've never been like a big fan of his work past Ghost. I feel like he's kind of relying heavily on nostalgia to kind of like keep people interested, especially with like all these like Redux songs he's doing with like two breaths walking, or like all the several iterations of iCodable that keep coming out. But the man honestly has nothing left to prove. He's quite incredible.
When I like look into his songs, like there's Ghost Rule, and then there's
Right.
Sekai. Both the songs sound so different, you'd question that they're the same artist.
Oh, for sure.
Like, there's Ghost Rule, there's Hibana, there's many other songs, and when you look at some of his other songs, and when you compare it, some of it's way too lighthearted, some of it is dark.
Right.
Yeah, and the tuning head that he does sometimes on some of his songs, it sounds so different. You don't understand who the producer is.
Right.
Also, I noticed this when I was in your server, by the way. You listen to a lot of other English songs. Of course, all of us listen to English songs, by the way. What's like your favorite genre of English songs?
Oh, wow. I'm actually a really big hip-hop head, so I really love rap. And that shows up quite a bit in my videos and stuff. But in general, I love all genres of music, but hip-hop's my favorite.
The Kanye West reference, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have like friends who are really into hip-hop and made some tracks, by the way. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, I used one of his songs for his AMV and stuff, so it was a...
Wow.
Yeah. I think... Yeah, the first person that I got really intrigued into when it comes to hip-hop was actually Kanye West, because I heard, what was it again? Power and Monster.
Oh, yeah. Classic, yeah.
Power and Monster. When I heard Monster, I was like, damn, this song is sick.
Yeah, production is incredible in that song.
And the music video too, goddamn.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna choose anyone to listen to, Kanye's right up there.
I mean, yeah, when it comes to hip hop, he's pretty one of the best artists out there. Then
Absolutely.
Another rapper I listened to was Eminem, of course. Everyone's heard of Eminem.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
And I think my first one was which one was it? Stan, I think so.
Oh, Stan?
Yeah.
Yeah, classic song.
Stan, and then I heard Rap God.
Rap God, yeah.
I keep back in the day. I used to keep listening to people like saying, "Oh, Rap God is amazing. You see how fast he's singing," and I'm like, "Okay, all right, I'll give it a look." And then I heard Rap God, and I was like, "Man, does this man have lungs or does this man have gills?" Or does he have both? How does it look that fast?
Eminem is he's incredible when it comes to just straight up rapping. Very good technical ability.
I mean, nowadays when he released Revival, it didn't blow up. So people were
right.
This man's done. over. He's become old. He can't do shit. It was like that until he dropped Kamikaze. And
Right.
that blew up, and then Machine Gun Kelly tried to rap battle him and then push him out of the internet, but then he came up with a kill shot and then
Right.
Machine Gun Kelly, and then which one was he released a recent one?
Right.
Yeah.
Dang, what was the name of that album? Eminem.
God damn it.
Music to be murdered by.
Yeah, music to be
For the album.
and then when he dropped Godzilla and he just broke his own record.
Record. Right.
The man blew up again. So everyone kind of knew that he ain't done yet. And then I think he performed in the Oscars too, like recently.
Did it really? Huh.
Yeah, he did. I think he sang "Lose Yourself" live
Interesting.
in the Oscars.
Gotcha.
Also, another question. Do you watch anime? Of course, as a Vocaloid fan, as a Vocaloid fan, you must have watched anime. You must watch anime. You must have.
Yeah. I used to watch a lot of anime back in the day, but these days I don't typically touch it as much, mostly because I just don't really have the time. But I still keep up with light novels and stuff though, so I'm still invested in the community at least, and I'm checking out stuff that's new.
Alright. So you're still kind of in there, but not kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. Also, by the way, what was your favorite anime that you watched?
So, for a while, I didn't really have one, but then, believe it or not, it's Attack on Titan now. Season 3 for that show just completely destroyed what my expectations or what I expected like an anime could do. And I found that like season 1, I'm sure that was fine, but like as season 2 got better, and then you just got to season 3, and I was just like, this is honestly just an incredible show. So as of right now, Attack on Titan is my favorite anime of all time.
I read the manga, by the way, like 2 years back when.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, how I read the manga was funny because people spoiled it for me. Like,
Oh no.
I was like forced to read it at the time, and I was like, you know what, let's just read it. I caught up to it. Then, I think it was like at the Midnight Sun part where I was caught up. Then I kind of forgot about the manga, and then I was watching the anime. Then 2 years, then the next year, I heard the manga was blowing up so much now, like the plot's changing and everything. So I was like, maybe I'll give it a look. Maybe I'll see what it's about. And then I read the manga again. I caught up to it. Alright, so, you know how Alien blew up on the internet, right?
Yeah, of course.
Producer, I forgot his name. What do you think? How much of an impact did he make in the Vocaloid?
Massive. Oh my gosh, massive impact. Nayutan Seijin, he or she, I don't even know if they've come out with their gender before, but geez, that's one of those producers that when people look back at like the past 5 years or so of Vocaloid, they're gonna look at them, because like Alien, I remember being in school and that song just blowing up and taking over Vocaloid. And if you kind of just look back through like the most like all the songs that hit like 1 million views so far for like the past 5 years on Nico Nico, there's so many songs that are by Seijin that are just absolutely massive. So it's really incredible, and I'm very interested to see like what kind of impact they leave for future generations in Vocaloid.
Yeah. Also, what do you think of Sanfree? You know, how he...
Yeah.
You know how he passed away and stuff. How
Right.
much of an impact do you think he got into the genre?
Sam Free is one of those producers that I feel like a lot of people do not know who he is, but they've definitely heard his music before. Like Luka Luka Night Fever is like one of the most iconic Luka songs of all time, but I feel like a lot of people could not tell you who wrote that song. So he had a couple of tracks throughout the course of his career that were massive, and I feel kind of bad that his death definitely got attention within the Vocaloid community, but not nearly anything as high as Wowaka. But that was like the first like major death that I ever heard of Vocaloid. Like him passing away was just like something I was like, wow, did not see that coming at all.
Also, coming with Wowaka, what's like your favorite album that you love to listen?
Oh man, Vocaloid or non-Vocaloid or both?
Vocaloid.
Okay, so I would definitely say Unhappy Refrain by Wowaka is definitely my favorite Vocaloid album, for sure.
Yes, they're on top for me too. Back in the day when I used to listen to Unhappy Refrain, I think I listened to it recently too, you know.
Yeah.
It's still a banger. Another one for me would be Supercell.
Yep.
Just that's a pretty good album too, and I think it blew up as well when it came out.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Those are like the two iconic like Vocaloid albums that people always like refer back to.
Also, Odds and Ends is such an amazing song too.
Yeah, man. Great song.
Alright, so also by the way, what do you think of Flower? You know, the vocal, what do you call it?
So vocal bank
Yeah,
typically is the term I use.
Yeah.
I like, it depends. Every single vocal bank comes down to the producer and how they choose to tune it. There's definitely situations where I don't like the way people like tune Hatsune Miku, for example, but there's times where I absolutely love it. And Flower comes down to that too. But I think Honeyworks, that's a band that uses Flower extremely well and tunes Flower really well. But like I brought up earlier, I didn't like Balloon's cover using Flower, and unfortunately Balloon used Flower pretty much his whole career too, so it really depends.
Yeah, indeed. Also, by the way, I just noticed this. I said before, I asked you before how cover songs had an impact on Vocaloid songs.
Right.
Point to add, Bring It On. The first time I heard
Yes.
the Bang Dream recently like dropped the cover song of it. Alright, so that's how I heard Bring It On for the first time, and most Giga songs, by the way. Yeah, and also Butterfly on Your Right Shoulders. That's covered as well. That's how I listened to it for the first time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to add, by the way. Also,
Okay.
Another question. Miku Miku Shita Ageru is very popular in the community. So,
Right.
How much do you think it had an impact on Hatsune Miku as a OC?
I mean, I honestly don't think Vocaloid would even be around today without Miku Miku Nishite Ageru. Like, if that song did not go viral, people probably would not even know that Vocaloid existed, because like there's definitely iterations of Vocaloid before Hatsune Miku that were completely under the radar. Like that, I mean, it was called Vocaloid 2. So Miku Miku Nishite Ageru is honestly one of the most important songs of all time in Vocaloid.
Alright. Yeah, even I do think so, because I think it had to do with how much Miku evolved as well, you know, as a character.
Right.
You can look back at it and be like, oh, this is how Hatsune Miku used to be. Damn. Another question too. You know how Sand Planet is like one of the most popular Vocaloid songs on YouTube at the moment, with
Yes.
3 million views. But it had a lot of controversy surrounding it. About
Yes.
it talked about Vocaloids dying and stuff. So what did you think about the song?
It's one of my favorite Vocaloid songs of all time. Not even just the fact for like the where it stood lyrically, but just the fact that Yonisu like took the mindset of trying to make a Vocaloid song that no one really had done before, like the trap elements that he used, like he knew that trap was not big in Vocaloid at all, and yet he made it work. It made a song so successful. I personally love the fact that he used a huge event like Magical Mirai to like put out this message about Vocaloid that he knew would be so controversial. And I feel like a lot of people take it personally. They think that he was attacking Vocaloid, but it was more of a rallying cry. He was trying to show people like, hey, I don't want this to die. I want people to come together and try to get things back to normal. And I kind of really respect him for what he did with that.
Okay, so another question for you. I got if out of all the Vocaloid artists that's not making music, either passed away or left the genre, who would you want to come back and make a song?
Probably Hachi. I would really like to see Yonisu put out another track. Because like every time he just comes back, he always just makes something so unique and so colorful and full of life. So that's my personal choice. So obviously I'm biased since he's my favorite producer.
Yeah, I mean, like, Donut Hole blew up when it came out.
Right.
Returned. What was it again? Yeah. Sam Planet blew up when it came out too. That was during his return as well. So yeah, I mean, whenever he returns, he comes in with a bang.
Right.
Also, what was your reaction to Hatsune Miku at Kokila 2020 when she was announced to be there?
Certainly was unexpected. I thought it was pretty cool, to be honest. Because I never would have thought that like that event like that would ever want to like have her there. Not to sound mean or anything, but like that's definitely a music festival. I think about like major like Western artists. I would have never expected them to think that if we put Hatsune Miku in this, it will attract enough attention. It really makes me sad that like COVID happened, because like who knows if this will still happen, but it was still a really cool thing. And like one of those situations again where like I think the marketing for Vocaloid has still been doing very well for the scene, and it kind of shows that there's still life left within the entirety of Vocaloid.
A lot of the Vocaloid fans are very, very hyped up for it until COVID-19 came in and ruined it.
Yeah. Rip.
Rip Kokila. I actually wish that it would have happened, you know.
Right.
It would have been a really big moment for Vocaloid itself.
Right.
Also, whenever I was watching a couple of animes recently, I think it was Hyoka and other animes, okay? So, there was slight its and bits of Hatsune Miku references in there, you know? In like one episode, there was like a girl cosplaying Hatsune Miku, there was another girl cosplaying Kagamine Rin, and a girl cosplaying Luca.
Right.
And when I saw Hatsune Miku, I was like, wow, they actually they had they actually made a reference to it. And also I think in one anime she sang an opening as well. Black Rock Shooter's opening was Rio's Black Rock Shooter, the song.
Huh.
Yeah, it was.
I guess it makes sense.
Because it's Black Rock Shooter, of course. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Behind the Frames with a couple of jobless weeps. Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Behind the Frames with a couple of jobless weeps. I hope you guys tune in for the next episode as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.
Bye guys.